Hello everyone, welcome to my English review for the second term. My name is David and today we are to the quick review of most important things we've learned. Okay, we will cover the glossary, imperatives, relative pronouns, and indefinite pronouns, comparative pronouns, superlatives, and prepositions. Let's get started. Okay, first, let's review the new vocabulary. We learn many new words, which can group into the categories. Um, we have nouns. Is This is our places, things, our people. We have, for example, break is a pressure or period for a rest. For example, we want to rest during the Easter break. Cavalcade is a formal procession of parade. Um, we have a deal is an agreement. Okay, we have a deal or it is a deal. We have a destiny is the predetermined course of events fate. For example, I believe in my destiny. We have fair is a public event with tales and games. For example, the city had a fair and fireworks is a Davis with explosive that cause spectacular explosions and lights. For example, I like the fireworks and etc. We have adjectives is their descriptive nouns. For example, amazing means incredible, or corny, overly sentimental at right. My part is sweet and corny. God is to be decided pleasant. Good news. I have a basket. I have private is belonging to particular person or group. He doesn't likes the school, private school. Okay, we continue with the verbs. Verbs is that these are actions we'll learn verb for animal sounds and other things. For example, we have bark is for a dog to make a sharp or loud sound. For example, that dog is bark. Um, we have charter is for monkeys or to talk quickly about important things. Uh, Also have tomato is to be of importance. We have to meow is for a cat. To moo is for a cow. To roar is for a lion to make a full deep deep sound. For example, the lion is roars, and we have the expressions. These are common phrases. For instance, how come is another way to say why, and instead of means in a place of something else. I study instead of working. Okay, now let's talk about imperatives. We use the imperatives to give commands of instruction or advice. We have positive imperatives. These are direct commands using the infinitive verb or based from the verb. For example, be quiet. We have negative imperatives. Um, the sentence begin the we don't we don't plus the infinitive verb, for example, don't go, and inclusive verbs, so inclusive imperatives using lest, beginning the lest before the verb in infinitive. This makes suggestions and include the speaker and the last the speaker. As in let's study together, eat forest, collaborate, and friendly tone in communications. Okay. Next, we continue with the relative pronouns. These words connected a clause to a noun to give an or give us more informations. For example, who is for a people, home is to refers a people, whose is that refers the possessions, which is to refers to be objects and animals, what is to refers things, when refers time, where refers places, why refers seasons, and um, that can be used for a people or things. For example, she's the person who helped me. This is the template which I loved. That is the warehouse where the retailer is, and it is the best game that I've ever seen. Okay, let's continue with the indefinite pronouns. Are words that refer the people to people or things in general way, without being specific. We don't say exactly who or what we're talking about. For example, include everyone, anybody, something, nothing. Everyone knows that. Anybody here, something wrong, nothing matters. Every, some, and no is for a positive sentence, and any is for a questions and positive and negative sentence. Body is for a people, thing is for a stuff, and where is for a places. Let's continue with the comparative and superlatives. We use the comparative and superlative to compare things. Um, we we allow for the superiority, inferiority, and equality. Okay. Um, in superiority, we use the est or er or more or the most. And inferiority, we use the less or the least. And equality, we use the as like us. For comparatives, compare two things. We often add er or use more. For example, David is taller than Maria. This movie is more interesting that that one than that one. And superlatives compare three or more things. We often add est or use the most. He is the tallest student in the class, and it was the most amazing concert all of time. And remember, we use comparatives for two things and superlative for a three or more things. Let's to finally review of prepositions. For preposition of time, we have a in for general, is for a longer periods of time, for instance, months, seasons, years, decades, centuries, and it's part of the day. For example, in July, in summer, in 2024, in 20th century, in the morning, and we have on is for specific days and datas. On Monday, on May 18th, 88th, on Christmas Day, on your birthday, and we have at is for a specific point in time. For example, for instance, clock times, meal times, and some holiday periods. At 5 p.m., at noon, at midnight, at Christmas. Okay. Prepositions of place. In is for a large areas. Includes space and general location in 3D spaces. In a garden, for instance, in a box, in a car, in London, in France. On is for a supers on a line, and for some forms or public transports. On the table, on the wall, on the street, on the bus, on the fifth floor, and at is for a specific point, address, or location where a specific activity takes place. For instance, at the bus stop, at the street, at the library, at the work, at the door, at the library when you study in when you studying or when you working. Okay, that's it. Thanks.